Welcome to SongCast, a podcast where we listen to a tune by songwriter Glenn Gales. Afterwards, we discuss and unravel the lyrical meaning. Today, we're listening to a tune called How Good the Country Can Be.
If the whole wide world could pick guitars around campfires underneath the stars, they'd see how good the country can be. And if everybody could find two trees, string up a hammock in a shady breeze, they'd see how good the country can be. They might sell their condos and rent U-Hauls, move where there ain't no concrete walls, plant a little garden and reap what they sow, be downright neighborly to folks they don't know, they'd see how good the country can be. If they could step off the subway, get up on a horse, ride into the mountains, then of course they'd see how good the country can be. They might sell their condos and rent U-Hauls, move where there ain't no concrete walls, plant a little garden and reap what they sow, be downright neighborly to folks they don't know, they'd see how good the country can be. If they could stroll down a dirt road and whistle a tune, or kiss their sweethearts under the moon, they'd see how good the country can be. Oh, how good the country can be. How good the country can be.
Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at some song lyrics today. The source is titled How Good the Country Can Be.
Right.
And our mission really is to unpack what these lyrics specifically say reveals that goodness about country life. What's the recipe here, according to the song?
Well, what's interesting is that it's not just a feeling the song describes. It presents these really specific actions, experiences.
Experiences, yeah.
And the idea seems to be that you actually have to do these things to really get it, to see how good it can be.
Right. It's not passive. It's like you don't just move there. You have to actively participate in these moments to unlock that feeling. So What are some of these key things the lyrics point to?
Okay, well, they kick off with some pretty classic, simple social stuff.
Yeah.
Picking guitars around campfires, under the stars.
Straight away, that paints a picture. Shared time, relaxed, definitely connected to being outdoors.
Exactly. And it's not just group stuff either. There's also that image of just pure relaxation, like stringing up a hammock in a shady breeze.
Ah, yeah. That sounds like the total opposite of like a busy commute or something. Very peaceful, very specific.
It is. And then it builds on that connection to maybe a simpler way. Mentions planting a little garden, reaping what you sow.
Okay, so there's a self-sufficiency angle there, getting your hands dirty, quite literally.
Yeah, direct link to the land, providing for yourself in a small way, perhaps. And that sort of connects to the community vibe, too, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, the lyrics mention being downright neighborly to folks you don't know. That suggests a certain openness, maybe a welcoming attitude that's part of the deal.
I see. So individual peace, community connection, what else makes up this picture?
A really big piece, I think, is how it's defined against city life, explicitly.
Oh, right. The lines about selling condos, renting U-Hauls.
Exactly. Moving where there aren't concrete walls, stepping off the subway. It's presented as a conscious choice to leave something behind.
So the goodness isn't just inherent in the country things, it's also found in the escape from the urban. It's partly defined by that contrast.
It definitely seems framed that way here. It's not just arriving, it's leaving something else. Moving away from that complexity.
Okay.
And then it layers on more experiences that fit this mold. Getting up on a horse, riding into the mountains, that sense of adventure, maybe connecting with nature on a grander scale.
Right, more active engagement. And then there are those really simple, almost romantic moments.
Yeah, like strolling down a dirt road, whistling a tune, or, kissing your sweetheart under the moon. Very classic, almost timeless country scenes.
Definitely evokes a certain feeling.
And the key thing, structurally, is how after listing these things, the campfire, the garden, the neighborliness, leaving the city, the dirt road walkout, the lyrics keep looping back.
To the main phrase.
Yeah. And they'd see how good the country can be. It's like, these are the proof points. These actions are how you gain that understanding.
So it really anchors the whole idea in these specific scenes. It's not just an abstract concept of country goodness.
Not according to this source, no.
Okay.
It's quite prescriptive.
So when you look at this whole picture, the lyrics paint this blend of simple pleasures, community, nature, and explicitly not being in the city. You start to think, okay, what's the appeal here? Why these things specifically?
It's a particular vision, isn't it? A specific recipe for what makes country life good. Less about just the landscape, more about the lifestyle lived within it.
Okay, so to sum up, based purely on these lyrics, how good the country can be is shown through this collection of experiences simple, tied to nature, community-focused, and set against an urban backdrop.
It's the doing of these things, the living through these specific moments that the songwriter argues reveals the goodness. That's the mechanism.
Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, just drawing from this source material. Is the goodness described here really only found by doing these exact things, planting that garden, riding that horse? Or is it more about the underlying feeling, the values, the simpler pace that these actions are just symbols for? Something to think about.